Okay, so here we go, our ampless rig. And of course, let's first take our amp. And that's a Wampler Tweed I've made. And this box also has a boost circuit in it before the actual amp section. And you can engage the boost by pressing the foot switch. And of course then we'll take our speaker, so the cabinet. And we have this Marshall style emulator, and I've modded a little so I can change I can make it a bit darker, the speaker emulation, and we're gonna run the amp into that one. But actually before it, we wanna have the simulate these effects, so reverb and delay, in our FX loop. So I'll be putting the delay before, and then the delay will go into the reverb, and after that we're going to the speaker emulation. And then I want to have a clean channel, and I want to have a gain channel. So how I'm gonna achieve that is I'll take a drive pedal, and then I can have a channel, an overdrive, gain, high gain channel, and then a clean channel. And I'm actually also gonna show how it sounds when I have a different kind of distortion or overdrive pedal in front of that. So I'll be changing Muff and rat before it. And then lastly we could also do a little bit of compression at the end of the chain after the speaker emulation. And that's something of course you usually do in your pedal board. You could probably put the compressor first, and but this way it just acts like an, or how would you say, a send it at the end of your signal that you're mixing. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this together. I'm gonna use that. There's a lot more outputs than I need, but that fits there quite nicely. And I haven't planned this board, of course, to the measurements. So this is just a board I have laying around, and I'm gonna hook this up, and then I'll show how it sounds in our DAW just with this, and then I'll do a few tricks. So we're gonna disengage that one and use a speaker, a cap loader, so impulse responses instead of this one, and then we can compare the sound to a few like plugins. But yeah, I'll put this together and we'll get going. All right. Alright, here we go. It's a mess, but it will work, and I'll be able to do a little bit of testing with these. Yeah, show you how it sounds. Basically, this is a pedal board that you could, geek with, because it has an amp, it has a cap, it could go straight into the mixer, and yeah, you'd be good to go. And of course, you could add a few of your favorite modulation pedals in front of all that, or before the delay, reverb, whatever, or try out. And of course nowadays we have all these really cool, like the tonex one, or what was it, pedal, and the tonex pedals, and Boss has pedals that have amp and a cap with things you can change around, and yeah, that's all you need. You can get away with a really compact, lightweight setup that's easy to carry around instead of back breaking huge amp. So now let's get into Studio One and I'll fire this thing up and we'll hear how it sounds a bit more just on its own. Alright. Here we are, and we have our pedal board, and I have this push-pull pod on my guitar, so I can split the humbuckers, and I played the neck pickup with the sound like that, and then I can switch to my bridge. And I'll have a bit more gain. I could of course split that one as well. Gain. So I have options here, and of course I can roll down the volume on the neck. Much more of a cleaner sound, and then of course I can pick harder. Have a bit more crunch to it. Right now we hear the pedal board, so I have the reverb on, as we can see. I'll turn that off, and I'll also turn the delay off. Now we just have the amp on clean. And then we have our speaker simulator over there. So let's switch to the bridge pickup. And yeah, like I said, this is running straight in the Studio One. So we have no effects on here whatsoever. The sound we hear is coming from the pedal board. And now let's, like I said, this little box has a boost in it as well. So let's engage that. So yeah, and then I have my dirty, so the overdrive channel gain. So and then, of course, for a lead sound we can go. And I can turn on the compressor as well. And yeah, we can hear what that does. But yeah, here's our rig. And lightweight, I could pack it up in a much smaller space. You could of course get yourself one of those cool pedals that they have nowadays, the tonex and all that stuff, and have this thing, you know, even in a smaller space. And let's
do this next. So I'm gonna then show how I could use this with, well, let's say amplitube in our DAW. So I'm gonna disengage our speaker simulator emulation box, and I'll use an amplitube instead. There we go. So let's turn off the amp, and then and the cool thing now is we can actually try different caps with our amp in a box. This one here. So what we could of course do, instead of this little box, we could have something, you can have boxes like that that actually load impulse responses. So you could do this as well on your board. But yeah, this is just one way to hook it up. And of course, again, let's add some delay and reverb in here. And then we'll have and then we can get ourselves clean again. So again, a great way to just mix and match your stuff you might have. And yeah, if you want to be able to stomp and you don't have a MIDI controller to use this, but you have pedals like that, yeah, it's really easy. Then you can just and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, you won't be using basically any CPU either, as we can see, and it's a great way to save up on and it makes you commit to your sound when you're recording as well. And if, of course, if you'd like, you can, you know, take the DI signal as well. That's pretty simple. And yeah, I'll probably have to make another video about that. And of course, now I could put sends in here, so I could have my favorite instead of these. I could have my favorite effects as a send. So yeah. But yeah, now let's do one little last thing, and that is, let's hear, instead of this, so instead of that, let's hear a rat pedal as our gain channel instead. So yeah, of course, we could just add 2 different pedals in the chain and then switch it up. But let's hear a muff also. that's how we can make our drive channel very, very different. But I kind of like the overdrive in that place instead of distortion or a fuzz. So, but yeah, we could mix it up. So that one's actually a Bluesbreaker in a box. But yeah, that's my video for now, and next time something else. But I think that's just one of the many options you have nowadays with all the pedals and digital stuff. So yeah, it's like option paralysis hits again. Too many options. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Have fun. Bye bye. Thanks for